Shalom. First, giving all acknowledgement to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Double honors and much respects to my teachers. Beginning with the men of Great Millstone. Starting from the apostles and elders on down. Salutations to all that I can present in the body as a living sacrifice, making sure that this word is preached throughout the four corners of the earth. Alright. Just want to, put my little 2 cents in. Saw this pretty much two-part lesson from the elder Kazak, dealing with Hitler and, those fake Jews. All right. Beautiful lesson from the elder. I encourage you to, not only check check this video, but, just check his page out in general. Brothers, they do some pretty edifying videos, So I encourage you again, check his page out. Hasten his coming. But nevertheless, I want to touch on these, these fake Jews. All right, these people that are walking around calling themselves Jewish. All right, because again, in fact, these guys are phonies. All right. So-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians were the real Jews, according to the Bible. Now, I just want to touch on that a little bit, because, again, these people walking around today calling themselves Jewish, all right? I looked at that term up, the suffix ish, all right? It says a suffix used to form adjectives from nouns with the sense of belonging to. Okay. It says after the manner of, having the characteristics of, or like. Okay. It says addicted to, inclined or tending to, near or about. So you see, just that. There's more. It says a suffix used to form adjectives from other adjectives with the sense of somewhat or rather. Okay. And then it gives examples. Okay. So again, you got these Edomites calling themselves Jewish. All right. Pretty much when you put that term ish, that suffix ish behind anything, it doesn't you're pretty much giving it like a comparison to it. All right, because it's not the real thing. All right, so if I say something along the lines of like you're childish, okay, that doesn't mean you're a child, but it means you're acting like one. Okay. Or if I say you're foolish, it doesn't mean you're a fool, but you're acting like one. All right. So again, with that being said, you need to ask yourself, these people are calling themselves Jewish. Well, again, with that the suffix ish, it means pretty much something that that's pertaining to, or like you read the definitions here, after the manner of. Okay, so again, with these fake Jews, these people calling themselves Jewish, they're not the real Jews, but they're trying to mimic or act like the real Jews, which are again so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Okay, so someone who's not privy to this knowledge, you should ask yourself, if these people are calling themselves Jewish, but they're not the real Jews, then who are the real Jews? Okay, because Esau, he's known for taking land and typically, they take the identity of that land, the inhabitants of that land. All right. And, when it comes to the real Jews, it's pretty much no different. All right. like this elder was going into, um, um, because again, a lot of people don't even know that Hitler, he was of Jewish descent. You know, he was an Amalekite. All right, but he believed in one superior race. All right, a pure, you know, pretty much like purebred. All right, um, you know, he believed his race to be, you know, he pretty much wanted to create, you know, that like the scriptures tell you, you know, one Lord, one faith, one baptism. You know, and you know, Esau they mimicked that, but on the left hand. So again, you know, Esau, he wanted to create, Hitler, he wanted to create this whole, you know, superior, you know, he wanted to be the superior dominant race, right? And here it is, you had those fake Jews, all right. Here it is, they're you know, mimicking the real Jews because, you know, Hitler, this guy, he couldn't stand a so-called black man. He hated Jews, right? You know, and this may be hard for a lot of people to understand because, you know, people, you know, well, if Hitler was a Jew, why would he, you know, kill his own people and whatnot? But again, you know, Esau doesn't give a damn about anybody, not even his own people, all right? But again, you know, when it came to Hitler, you know, here it is, you got these fake Jews. They're acting like the real Jews, and they even you know, were intermingling with, you know, our women so that their children, you know, come out with melanin in their skin. And you know, Hitler, he wasn't having it, you know, because again, you know, he couldn't stand the so-called black man. He hated Jews, all right? So that's why you know, supposedly you had the whole Holocaust scene and whatnot. But yeah, you know, um, this is pretty much, you know, basic stuff, you know. Um, these precepts I'm about to pull out. Starting at the Revelations. Like I said, you know, basic, simple. Oh, what is that? Revelations 2 and Revelations 2 and 9. It says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So you see, um, and you know, you can't really equate that to the real Jews because, you know, we fell away as a people. You know, we lost our heritage. You know, and you know, we're not walking around for the most part. You know, we're not walking around calling ourselves Jews. So this isn't talking about, you know, us. This isn't talking about the real Jews because, you know, again, you know, a majority of our people are asleep. You know, you know, a lot of Jakes are walking around here, not knowing who they are. But again, you got these fake Jews, these Jewish people out here, you know, pretty much stealing our identity. All right, so this is who it's, you know, equating to, you know, and it's blasphemy. Okay. There's another one in Revelations 3, I think. Check that real quick. Revelations 3 and 9, it says, Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. So you see, again, you know, because they, you know, when it comes to, you know, Amalek, the ones that are calling themselves Jews, they're not the real Jews. All right. It says, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet and to know that I have loved thee. So, because it's coming a point in time where, you know, Yahweh Shemel Shai, he's going to make them bow down and worship the real Jews, okay? Because again, you know, when it comes to, you know, when it comes to Israel, you know, we are set up to be the powers of the earth, right? And those Amalekites, they're the lowest of the lowest, right? Even though right now, you know, they're on top, you know, they pretty much control everything. You know, they got all the gold and riches and wealth of this world. But again, you know, there's coming a point in time where Yahweh Shem Shai is going to bring them down, and they're going to worship the real Jews. All right. Yeah, that's it on that. But yeah, you know, these cats calling themselves Jewish, all right. They're just, you know, mimicking copying, our likeness. All right. Everything about us, even though they hate us so much, but they can't, they can't, they hate us so much, but, here it is, they try to be it, they try to be us on every level. All right. Go to Hebrews. What is that? Hebrews, I think it's 7 and 14. It says, Hebrews 7 and 14, it says, "For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning priesthood." Okay, so here it is, our big brother, Yahushai. He was from, he's a real Jew. All right, and Judah is one of the 12 tribes, of the nation of Israel. And, when you go to, what is that, Jeremiah 14 and 2, it says, "Judah mourneth," the same tribe that Yahushai sprang out of, the same tribe that he's from. All right, it says, "Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and they cry, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up." So again, the Bible even goes as far as to give a visual description of, how the real Jews look. They're so-called black men. All right, these Amalekites, these Jewish people walking around today, they're not the real Jews. Okay, real quick. Isaiah 29 and 22. It says, "Therefore thus saith Yahweh, who redeemed Abraham, concerning the house of Jacob. Jacob shall not now be ashamed, neither shall his face now wax pale." Okay, so when it comes to the real Jews, it's not, the real Jews, they don't have pale skin. All right. Granted, you have certain Israelites, certain Jakes that may, have that curse of leprosy or whatever the case may be. But for the most part, our people, have, really dark melanated skin. Okay, let me just see what this says here. And pale. See what see what that says there. Yep, you see it says to be white, grow pale. So you see, so yeah, when it comes to Israelites, they're so-called black men, very dark skin and melanated, very melanated skin, dark skin, very dark skin. Okay, you read about it, instances like some of our forefathers, like Moses. He was so dark. He was mistaken for an Egyptian, and it's well known that those Hamites, those so-called Africans, the real Africans, all right, they're known for being extremely dark. All right, they're very dark skinned people. All right, and again, Moses, he was so dark. He was mistaken for an Egyptian. And that's just one account. You had plenty of cases with our forefathers. They were mistaken identities of being Egyptians or Hamites. Okay, because their skin is so dark. As a matter of fact, what is that? Acts, I think it's 13 and starting at verse 1. Yep, it says, Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger. Okay, so you see what that says there for Niger. What's the word, the definition there for Niger?
Strong's G 3526.
Pretty much the same thing.
Niger.
So you see that? So you see Niger, black. Okay, so yeah, so you see that, I believe Niger is the Latin word for black. Okay, because again, for the most part, our people are, they have very dark skin, melanated skin. All right, as the scripture just said, just put the precept, our when it comes to the sons of Jacob, our people, we don't look white. Okay, so those fake Jews over there calling themselves Jewish, these Jewish people, clearly they have what they say white skin, even though, the Bible, says they're red. But, yeah, our people don't have pale skin. Okay, all right. For the most part, our people, we have pigmentation in our skin, as well as, pretty much all the other nations, even, a lot of, Moabites and Ammonites, those so-called Chinese and Japanese, for the most part, even a lot of them have some shade of melanin to an extent, you know. But for the most part, Esau, their pigmentation, they don't have pigmentation in their skin. All right. Esau, they're known again, they're known for, for doing these things, taking identities, stealing people's lands and taking their identities. Real quick, and get this in First Maccabees 3:48. It says, "And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images." So you see, Esau again, they're known for, you read about the Renaissance period. All right, you can look up iconoclasm, and you look up, matter of fact, the Russian icons, right? Let's pull this up real quick. Esau, they know these things, I mean, it's no big secret. You can look up Russian icons. Just look that up real quick. Pull up these images, and you'll see. You see depictions of dark-skinned people. All right. Because the real Jews are so-called black men. It talks about all the angels. All the angels, they have dark skin. Even the Heavenly Father himself, he has very dark skin. All right. So you see, Esau's known for, changing, pretty much changing history. All right. Painting these images to look like them, because they want to beat us so bad. On a deeper scale, on a deeper level. Esau, they pretty much, when it comes to the nation of Israel, they pretty much, they want the birthright back. That's why, again, this Hitler was killing those Jews, those fake Jews, because those particular Jews, they were intermingling with, Israelite women, because your nationality is determined by your father and not your mother. But Esau, being a carnal being and trying to get his birthright back, he was trying to mix and mingle with Israelite women, dark-skinned women, so they can pretty much claim the birthright back. Because again, and Esau said, he can pretty much be inherited back through the seed of the mother, which again, your nationality, your heritage is determined by your father. All right. But yeah, that's pretty much it on that. Just wanted to touch on that real quick. Those fake Jews, man. They're not the real Jews. All right. The real Jews are, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Real quick, I think it's Wisdom of Solomon. Because, this is still a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow in this world. So-called black men being the holy chosen people of the Lord. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. It says, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for." So you see, when Yahweh Shai shows up, and the elect are being pretty much the elect are the only ones that are being saved, everybody's going to be in shock and amazement. All right, because you know, they're going to be saying to themselves, whether it be inwardly or outwardly, you know, they're going to be, you know, saying to themselves in astonishment, like, these are the Jews, you know, these are things that we've been preaching for years, man. And again, you know, it's still gonna catch a lot of people off guard. Like, these were the real Jews. These were the prophets. All right, because, you know, again, you know, it's been a long told lie when it comes to, you know, the who the real Israelites are. All right, real quick, I'll probably end it off on this. It talks about in Revelations, when it talks about, let me just get it. 13:6. Matter of fact, let me start at Revelation 13. I'll just start at verse 4. It says, "And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things as blasphemy, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven." So, for the most part, when the scriptures talk about this beast that's, you know, blaspheming the name of the Most High, part of that is destroying the images. All right, like I said, you know, you just, you know, you can look up things like, you know, Russian icons, and, you know, you look into iconoclasm where they're during the Renaissance period, they pretty much, you know, whitewashed all the images, you know, of our people, and painted them in their likeness, you know, to make them look so-called white. Because again, you know, they're not white, but again, you know, this is part of that blasphemy. All right, them stealing our identity, walking around like they're the most holy and most righteous. All right, this is all a part of that blasphemy. All right, because again, you know, they're not the real Jews. You know, the real Jews are so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. All right, but that was on that. You know, how righteous are you edified? Until next time, I say shalom. Once again, giving all acknowledgement to Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors to my teachers and apostles, beginning with the elders. Beginning with the elders on down. All right. Until next time, shalom.